Okay, here's another crappy phone video really quick. I just want to show you on my vinyl the difference between the cut that Silhouette is, I mean, just basically has as their default setting, and then when you just change the cut settings a little bit, the difference in your cut. So here is a font that's a bit thin, which is hard for your Silhouette to cut. It kind of pulls and tears them, and that's just totally not usable. I'm gonna have to throw it away. This is with the default settings, and I didn't change anything in the app before I started cutting. Here is after I've made the changes, and you can see a few tiny pieces still got pulled because this is a very thin little font I'm using, but those are actually little pieces I'm going to pull anyway. They're like the insides of the letters, so I don't care that they got snagged. Everything that I want is still usable. So in your Silhouette settings, I'm just going to use my phone, so you're going to get some glare here, sorry. For vinyl, go to your settings, click your vinyl, and then I always just set this, oops, wrong arrow, ratchet blade at 1, speed at 9, thickness at 8. That works really well. I think it's set before like 5 and 10, and it just, I think it just is a little slower, and it drags it. I don't know. So this is what I do. Blade at 1, speed at 9, thickness at 8. Then also, if you're using a thin font, go in and offset it. So this has already been offset. I don't know if you can see that very well. There we go. And then I went in, this has already been offset. It was thin, I went in and offset it, and it makes it kind of harder to read, but you can still read it once it's cut. So that's highlighted also. Obviously, you can never read it when it's highlighted. So to offset something, you select what you're offsetting. I had these separated out, so I was just offsetting the words, but right click, go down to offset. In the older styles, you could click offset somewhere up here. And so in all the videos on YouTube, it's like, go up here and click your offset button. I couldn't figure this out forever. I was getting so pissed because all my letters were getting messed up and I wasn't understanding how to find offset. Right click what you're offsetting, which is just going to be your letters, your words. Click offset. When your offset screen comes up, you click offset, and then you change this to 0.020. If your letters are sharp, choose corner. If your letters are rounded, choose round. Click apply. Then you have to come back over and remove the letters that weren't offset. It gets a little confusing. All you do, now I've already done it, but see how it's outlined what I was offsetting? So I'm gonna pretend you get your little finger, click that, you're gonna move this away, which will be your original writing, and then what you'll have left is offset. Obviously, this is not what I want. I'm just gonna back out and leave it how I already had it. But it'll make all your letters look really bubbly. I'll do a good video on this. I just have 4 kids, and it's really hard to like set up my camera and get this on here, but I'll do it in a GoToMeeting and then save it for you guys. But you're gonna have to offset. So if you're trying to cut thin fonts and they're just getting tore up, first change your settings in your vinyl settings, then go back and try offsetting your letters, okay, and see if that helps. What you'll want them to look like is just a little thicker and rounder than they were originally, and then you know that you've done it right, and you'll get rid of the really tiny ones. Obviously, again, I'm just offsetting what I already offset, so it came out all weird, but okay, I hope that helps you guys if you're getting torn up letters. Another thing that was kind of confusing when I got started was how to get your vinyl off of the piece of vinyl, right? Like I kept trying to put down the transfer tape over the top of this whole darn thing. Really what you want to do is peel up all the extra first. So we're going to peel this up, and I have one hand so I can't do this for you. You peel this all off. Then you go in and weed out the little pieces you don't need, like the little pieces in the center of the letters. And then you lay down your transfer tape and rub over it with your little card thing that they give you. I just use actually a credit card, but okay, so after you get this all separated out how you want it, you're gonna cut a piece of transfer tape, and I'll put a link to where I get my transfer tape. It's through Expressions Vinyl, same place I get my vinyl, and this is like my favorite one so far. So you're gonna cut a piece of this and then peel it so that you can place the sticky part onto your image. Okay, so you put your transfer tape down and then you're going to smooth it out with your card. I seriously use an extra Safeway card I have, and I can't do this with one hand, but you're going to rub all over your image so that it is firmly attached to your tape now and not this paper. Okay, once you have your transfer tape down, your image is attached to this and not the backing. You're going to just peel that away. And again, one hand, I'm not going to be able to do that, but you can see it just gently lift it up. Make sure all your pieces are attached. If they're not, lay it back down, reapply pressure. But this comes up pretty easy at this point, and then I'm just going to transfer onto my material or onto my item I'm making. And here's a trick if you're putting your image onto something round like a glass. I kind of do section by section, cut out the tape as I go. Otherwise you get so many wrinkles and crinkles that your actual image ends up with creases in it and it's not going to stay down as well and it just doesn't look as nice. So kind of cut as you go. I've seen other people say that they just cut slices in their transfer tape, but it just doesn't give me enough room, probably because my image is so big on such a round object. So I cut as I go for wine glasses, coffee cups, things like that. And then here is my finished wine glass. It says, just give me one Riesling to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Isn't it cute? It's a little frustrating trying to get your vinyl onto a round object, but if you cut as you go or cut it into separate pieces before you apply it, it really helps. Sorry for all the glare. That's just the window behind me. It's pretty sunny today.